But number 3, let the help have a face, even if it's not an actual person. And this one might sound like a little unusual, but stay with me here, okay? Because when I finally built out my own AI-powered team members, I actually gave them names, like real names, like biblical names, I decided, because they became really real to me. I felt like they were a godsend. They're my little angels in my business that have completely transformed my life. And they're real enough that I stopped feeling alone at 10 o'clock at my desk. And tonight, for the very first time, I am introducing you to a few of my AI team members, which is going to be amazing. On my laptop, I'm going to walk you through exactly what they do for me, how you can build these AI team members yourself, and a lot more. And I'm even going to hand one of them to you if you stay till the very end tonight. Girl, if life handed you a plot twist, a divorce, a layoff, an empty nest, or you're just ready to reinvent your life and write the best chapter yet, you're in the right place. It's not a midlife crisis, it's a calling. Hey, I'm Lori Ann, Christian AI business coach, single mom of 2 miracle babies, and the woman who rebuilt her entire life from her mom's living room floor while homeschooling my kids, working full-time, and earning my MFA in creative writing. And I built a 6-figure business doing all of it by the grace of God. We're putting God first, family second, and AI third. And God, He is never late. Hey, girl, and welcome back to the Midlife Comeback Club podcast. New episodes have been dropping every single Monday and Thursday since I started this podcast just a few months ago. And if you've been here since episode 1, I want you to buckle up because this is a big one. This is episode 50. I can't believe it. We've almost hit 4,000 downloads in just a couple of months. And I just can't believe we're at 50 episodes of me sitting right here talking to you like this, telling you the truth about, my life, my divorce, my mess, my faith, my business, my kids sleeping on my mom's living room floor with me for 9 months, just 50 episodes of me showing up, even on the days when I didn't feel like it or life was happening, right? Like it happens to all of us. And we wonder, how in the world are we going to fit in time to record or time to get this done? But I've been doing it and I've enjoyed it so much. And I'm so passionate about this podcast. And I'm not going to get emotional about it on the mic, but I'm just really, really thankful that all of you listen every single week. So today on episode 50, I want to talk to you about something that almost made me quit before I ever even got here. It's this quiet lie that so many of us, I think, carry when we're building something new in midlife, whether it's a coaching business or an entirely new career or just trying to rebuild your actual life, right? And that lie says, if you can't afford help, you have to figure this out completely alone, girl. You're gonna have to do it by yourself. And I believed that for so long that it nearly really broke me. And today I want to tell you exactly what changed for me and how I figured my way through that, even in the beginning when I didn't have any money to be starting a business, and what I'm about to show you live tonight in my free masterclass, which I would love for you to come to. It'll be awesome. I'm going to show you a few of my AI team members. I have over 20 in my business that I use on a daily basis. And I'm really excited because I've never shown my team members to anybody before outside of my program. But before we do, I want to take just a second to also tell you about something else. If you've ever felt like you're just building your coaching business with your bare hands, while everyone around you seems to have some kind of team, the Midlife Comeback Club is my private community for midlife Christian women doing exactly what you are trying to do. They are building real income producing, profitable businesses without needing payroll, without needing that massive corporate budget that you think you need in order to have a successful business, and without needing to do it all by themselves. That's the best part. Called to Coach, Built to Break Free is that program of mine inside the Midlife Comeback Club. It's 6 phases. It's 22 modules that walk you through everything you need to do to build a full AI-powered business. You can build the entire foundation in just 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week for 90 days. But you don't just get me for the 90 days as your AI business coach. You get me for the entire year. We have weekly group Q&A live coaching calls with me every single week where we talk out whatever obstacle you're running into. You can bring your questions, bring whatever's on your heart. It's amazing. I have all these amazing women. It's become more like a little family. All of the women inside the community are doing the same thing you are, building their life in midlife, reinventing themselves. And it's so awesome to hear. But here's the belief that I hear from so many of you, like in the DMs or when I'm on discovery calls or in the comments on social media. It's like, I have no employees, so I guess it's just me. Like, I've got to figure all this out on my own because I don't have the money to start an entirely new business and hire somebody. So anything that has to get done, it's got to be on me. And I know, girl, I've been there. I did not have any money when I started my businesses. And I had to do a lot of things myself. But times have changed now where you don't have to do that anymore. I lived that lie for such a long time until I changed my mindset and I started learning AI and realizing, oh my goodness, there is such a better way that most people do not know about yet. So I thought, no money for help means no help, period, right? I thought being like a solopreneur meant being completely, entirely alone with like every decision, every task I had to do, those 11 p.m., wait, how do I even figure this out kind of moments. I had a lot of those. And you just wait, right? You overthink everything and you stall out because you think, I don't know how to figure this out or I don't know what to do. And underneath all of it is this exhausting belief that asking for help, like any kind of help from anybody, means just admitting you can't do this, that you're not enough, that you're too old, right? You're too late, too broke to have what other real quote unquote businesses have. So that's not humility. That's really just isolation. And I don't want that for you because there's such a better way now with AI. And I have to tell you about the tiny SUV story if you have not heard this before, because I was moving apartments a few years back and it was like 10 o'clock. It was really dark. And I'm out there with my mom's little tiny SUV, the kind that maybe fits like a lamp or, a bag of groceries in the back. And I'm trying to angle a full-size couch that my kids and I had into the back of it. Like somehow it was just going to miraculously fold itself in half. And I just pushed so hard and I was trying to get it to fit. I thought, no, there's got to be a way. If I just move this around or put this seat down, I know it's going to work. And I was just wrestling with this couch that was never, ever going to fit inside that car. But I kept trying anyway. Does this sound familiar? Because in my head, it was like needing help meant that I had failed at something. I was going through a season of my life where I was trying to claim my independence and to show myself that I could do things on my own. And this was just one example of that. Me beating my head against a wall, trying to make something fit that was never going to work. So guess what I did? I ended up calling Mover at 10:30 at night, trying to find somebody that would come out because I had to get out of our other apartment by midnight and get into the other place. And what did I end up spending? Probably double the amount of money that I would have spent if I had just planned accordingly and let somebody else help me. But it was just obvious, that couch was never going to fit in that car, but I didn't want to see it that way. And here's what I didn't realize until much later, that same exact energy is what I started bringing also into building my business at that time. I was just trying to cram like this entire business all by myself into my daily routine, right? The content, the marketing, the admin, the client care, the strategy, like it was all on me. I was just trying to cram it all into like the tiny SUV of Lorianne. And it was never going to work. And it was never actually designed to fit. But again, I didn't want to see it that way. I just thought I'm Wonder Woman and I can do all of this and I can homeschool my kids and I can be going back to school to get my MFA in creative writing and I can be working full time and I can be building these businesses, and I can be moving, and I can be taking care of the household chores. I could just be doing it all, right? But some things were just never meant to be carried alone. Not the couch and not this that you're trying to build now. And there's a verse that I keep coming back to over and over in Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9 to 10. It says, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. And if either of them falls down, one can help the other up. I love this. And it was something that I had such a hard time leaning into during that season. Because that doesn't just mean like we're not just talking about marriage or friendship. That includes actually the help that I think God sends you in the form of tools or systems. And yes, even AI. I strongly believe that. Provision doesn't always show up looking like a person with a paycheck. Sometimes provision looks like a tool that God put in your hands at exactly the right time. So you're not out there in the dark, like me, alone, wrestling a couch that was never meant to be yours to carry solo. So here's what I've learned about what an actual team looks like now, even when it's still just you. Number one, redefine what team even means. Okay, a team is not a payroll. A team can be anything that consistently takes work, off your plate. So you can do the parts that only you can do. You can do the coaching, you can do the connecting, you can do the ministry. Because people want to be with you. For a long time, I thought a team meant only employees. And now I know a team means actual support wherever it comes from. So ask yourself, what's one task this week that felt like the tiny SUV? Something, that you keep trying to force that was never built to fit in your hands alone. Think about that. Okay, number two, build the support before you feel ready for it. This is huge. This is the faith-powered AI systems piece that I teach. You don't need 6 figures before you get help. That's the secret. You need the right kind of help first, and then the revenue will follow. I built mine from my mom's living room floor, as many of you know, not from some big launch budget that I had, because I didn't have it at the time. The system actually came before any of the money did, not after. And so I think that's an important takeaway, because sometimes we think, oh no, I got to have this huge ad budget, that some people coach, and you have to have this huge audience, 10,000 or 50,000 people. And I believe the opposite. I believe if you have the systems in place and you have all of your processes down from an operational standpoint, you're building your foundation for your business on rock and not sand. And that's the most important thing when you're first starting to build a coaching business, or if you're trying to actually rebuild your coaching business now, which a lot of people are doing with the new AI era, because you can rebuild your entire coaching business now with all of these faith-powered AI systems that I've created. And it's amazing how much faster, more efficient, and quicker you can get things done and be so much more productive, which I believe is what God wants us to do. So we can then have more time to spend as moms or with our kids, or if your kids have flown the nest, if you can go vacation, go travel, go do those things that you always wanted to do. Now he has put the systems in our hands to be able to do that. And it's so unlike anything we're used to. It's more of a mindset shift with AI, because we're so used to thinking that we have to work really hard every day, or we will not, bear the fruit from our labor. And I think God has helped us now, where it's like he's putting the AI tools now. And if you take the time to set them up correctly, now is the perfect time where you have more time than ever to be doing what God wants us to do, which is put our family first before our work, which I know so many women have a hard time. I know I have had such a hard time juggling as a single divorced mom. It's really difficult because either you feel guilty when you're at work because you're not spending time with your kids, or when you're with your kids, you feel guilty because you're not spending more time at work, making more money. It's like this paradox that we just can't get past. And now in midlife, if you are reinventing your life, this is the perfect time to do so because you can build your entire coaching business again from scratch so quickly and on the right foundation that you'll never believe. I mean, even just a year ago, what you can do now, so much faster. So it's incredible. But number 3, let the help have a face, even if it's not an actual person. And this one might sound like a little unusual, but stay with me here, okay? Because when I finally built out my own AI powered team members, I actually gave them names, like real names, like biblical names. I decided because they became really real to me. I felt like they were a godsend. They're my little angels in my business that have completely transformed my life. And they're real enough that I stopped feeling alone at 10 o'clock at my desk. And tonight, for the very first time, I am introducing you to a few of my AI team members, which is going to be amazing. On my laptop, I'm going to walk you through exactly what they do for me, how you can build these AI team members yourself, and a lot more. And I'm even going to hand one of them to you if you stay till the very end tonight. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. All right. You were never supposed to fit your whole calling into that tiny SUV by yourself. You know, like I said, not the content calendar, not the couch, not the client onboarding, not any of it. The problem was never your confidence, really. It's always been about the infrastructure, whether you see that or not. And God, He's never late to send you exactly the kind of help that you need, even when it doesn't look like what you expected the help to look like. Because I sure did not believe that I would be having AI team members in my business at this moment in my life in my 50s. There was no way I thought that would be a thing, but it is. And it's completely changed my life for the better. So you're not just qualified from your future just because you've been doing this alone up until now. Now is the perfect time to come to my masterclass tonight and learn how your business, your life can be so much different now in this AI era. So if you haven't heard about the live free masterclass tonight, it is called the Faith Powered AI Dream Team, where I'm introducing you to Nehemiah, Bezalel, who else? Deborah, Lydia, and I'm actually going to give you Caleb if you stay till the very end. He's my market scout. But everything I described to you today, I'm going to build all of that in front of you live. And it's happening tonight, Thursday, August 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please click the link in the show notes. It's faith-powered-ai-dream-team.netlify.app. And I will put the link in the show notes so you can definitely click on that as well. But you can register for free. And in this masterclass, I'm going to walk you through exactly what it looks like to build your own faith-powered AI dream team on the back end of your coaching business. Or if you don't have a coaching business yet, you will get a taste of what it could look like for you in midlife. If you're thinking about reinventing your life, starting a new business, this is the perfect thing for you to take a look at. It's the same systems I use to run all of my businesses now. And I'm going to open up my laptop and show you live. So make sure you come tonight. You can meet Caleb. He's the marketing scout who scouts out my competition before I ever write a single word. Registration's completely free. The link's going to be down there in the show notes, and you'll get the email after you register with the Zoom link, and you're in. And if you're ready to go deeper after tonight, I have some really exciting bonuses that I'm excited to announce tonight in the masterclass. So if you show up for the masterclass, you will have access to get these exclusive bonuses that I'm offering for my new program, Called to Coach, Built to Break Free. It's my 6-phase, 22-module program that walks you through using every single one of these team members for yourself. I have over 20 now and counting. So I give you access to all of that inside of my program for your own coaching business. And tonight is just really a taste of what's actually inside, because you don't have to figure this out alone anymore, and you were never meant to. So I want to thank you so much for being with me here today. Truly 50 episodes in, and I still can't believe you're here listening. So if you know a woman out there right now who's wrestling with her own version of that couch, like I was, trying to force something into a life that was never built to be carried alone, please send her this episode and just tell her about it tonight. And ask her to join you tonight in the masterclass. It's going to be awesome. And you don't need a bigger car. You just need the right kind of help. And it's already on its way to you. And I'm going to show it all to you tonight. So until next time, I want you to keep putting God first, your family second, and trust now that the faith-powered AI systems are here. And I'm so excited to share everything with you tonight. So I hope to see you at the masterclass. Thanks for listening. Hey girl, I hope today's episode gave you a little faith, a little fire, and maybe even a next step you didn't have when you pressed play. So if it did, would you take 30 seconds and share it with one woman in your life who needs to hear this right now? And if this podcast has been speaking to your heart, I would absolutely love it if you leave me a quick review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps this show reach more midlife women just like you who are ready to start building the life God actually designed them for. So until next time, keep choosing faith over fear, and don't you dare give up on your next chapter. I'll see you back here really soon.